This is going to be the 5th episode of Black People. This is why. A masterclass on how to conduct yourself when you have any type of run-in interaction with a law enforcement. And I always say this, and I gotta always say this, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this. When you have a run-in with a police officer, you have to be proactive, not reactive. We've been being reactive for way too long. Reactive with a march, reactive with a lawsuit, reactive with this, reactive with that. We could have been proactive and avoided all of that, got our ticket, got our warning, got our citation, or maybe we got to go to jail. We get caught real down bad, but we make it away with our life and all our health and strength if we're able to conduct ourselves correctly. And another thing, whenever you get pulled over by police in a traffic stop, if the police walk up on you in the store and tell you, hey man, we caught you stealing and we were notified, every blue moon, they may have a mistaken identity. For the most part, they pulled you over for a routine traffic stop, but for the most part, they walked up on you because they got evidence. Either or, you bucking them, you trying to be a lawyer on the street, is never, I'm not saying not 99.9%, 100% is never going to work. The cop is never going to say, you know what, maybe I was tripping, you can go on about your way. You arguing, fussing, and fighting with him is going to make a bad situation worse. Talk to him the right way, be respectful. In most cases, you're going to get off with a warning, or maybe in a situation like this where you got caught down bad, you're just going to go to jail and everything is going to be all right. But what I've seen is so many, and this is what's making me do this masterclass, and this is why I'm releasing these videos daily. I need to get in the algorithm because I'm tired of seeing situations on social media where we only getting a piece of what happened. In case y'all do not know, I know y'all think y'all know the law from y'all silly parents, y'all silly grandparents, because y'all always say, I know the law, I know my rights, but apparently y'all don't. But let me say this just for the ones that don't, or for the ones in the back. Cops do have the right to use excessive force in excessive situations, right? And sometimes, even though the cops are supposed to protect and serve and de-escalate situations, which they do in most cases, some of them are fed up at this point. They're over scrutinized because people are post a piece of what happened and then everybody hate cops. And if you're a black person, 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, even if you have a cop in your family, you are raised to hate cops because they don't like black people, which is so far from the truth until it's a shame. Every situation we've seen over the last couple of years, whether it was from George Floyd, Jacob Blake, these situations could have been avoided. And I know y'all gonna automatically run the comment, what about Philando Castile? Again, my channel, I speak on the rule, not the exception. From my understanding, Philando Castile was an exception. He told him he had a gun and he just so happened to lose his life. But I never really dug into that case because I wasn't where I'm at today when it comes to doing my research. So I kind of took the news, and I understand that at this point in my journey, I know better than to listen to anything the liberal media say. And some of you may say, well, what about Breonna Taylor? What about Breonna Taylor? Well, let's talk about the Breonna Taylor situation. First of all, the cop was fired immediately after because what he did was he acted out of emotion. But when they went to Breonna Taylor, but nobody, this is the story that nobody talks about. When they went to Breonna Taylor's door and knocked and said they were police, which the dude who was in there, I think his name was Kevin something, Breonna's boyfriend, he said that the police didn't do that. We all know anybody, because he was a trapper. He was a known trapper. Everybody knew that Breonna Taylor had several relationships with trappers. This was the type of men she liked, you know, like a lot of black women today, but that's not here or there. She was involved with this gentleman, and he was a trapper, and they was knocking on his door, and we all know you got somebody who trapped, or you've been in that situation before. The police, when they're raiding your house, they're gonna say police. Now they're gonna say it's police simultaneously in most cases while they knocking your door down. But in this case, they knocked first and said they were police. He lied and said he thought it was somebody robbing him. So he shot through the door, and that bullet hit the officer in his leg. Anytime a situation like that happened, of course, the officers acted overly emotional, ran in the house, shooting blindly, and he just so happened to hit Breonna Taylor while she was on the couch, allegedly sleeping. Because nobody's going to be sleeping while a gunshot go off in their house, not to mention somebody banging on the door. So she wasn't asleep, but she probably was just waking up. Let's just say she was just waking up, and she just so happened to catch a bullet and die. And like I say, they hadn't got sued immediately, but immediately that cop was fired because you are not trained as an officer to just shoot blindly like that. He could have hit a child. But what I'm saying is, when emotion high, you make bad decisions. His fellow officer had just got shot. They knew a gun was in the house. Bullets was flying. They didn't know if another bullet was coming. They had to do what they had to do to take the person down and make sure they were safe. Now, that bullet didn't hit the guy who shot him. It hit Breonna Taylor. But I just wanted to use that situation. Go do your research on that to show everything I just said was factual. But however, whatever. When these situations happen, in most time we can avoid all the hoopla, all the problems, all the trouble, all the fighting, all the fatal shooting. We can avoid all that. And we will be proactive, teach our children to be proactive instead of teaching them you are hunted because you're a black man, which is a lie. And these things would happen. So in this case, I don't really know the details because I don't watch these videos. I do them as I'm recording them. But it says on the screen she had concealed in her bag. So I'm guessing that's what he's telling the officer. So let's see how this turns out.
She had stuff concealed in her bag too. I just unfortunately
don't know which one.
Can't. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So we know though that she for surely stole. Okay.
What's your sister's name? Yeah, just because she's here. What's her first name? I don't know if she wants to know that. So, Kiara, explain to me again, because I don't know why I'm being arrested. Right? Because you put items in your purse. So it has.
And I mean, I don't know if this young lady's under the influence. I don't know if she's kind of off in the head. But at this point, you got two options. The police seen from some type of surveillance that you put this in your purse. That's why they arresting you. They didn't come out there for their health. So you in cuffs now. So you got two options. Just two, not three or four. You have two options. You have the right to remain silent, or you can ask them questions on, you got the right to be like, well, yeah, I did it. I'm going to take my lick. You lying and arguing with them and playing this game like you don't know why you in cuffs. I mean, I just don't get it, bro. Like, you wasting your time. You already done been caught for the situation, so you might well just hush. Because what's going to happen is you're going to keep talking, stuff going to get heated, and never know where it can go from there. Because, again, cops are humans. They get frustrated and angry just like anybody else. So at this point, shut up and go to jail and get bonded out or do whatever you got to do. You've been caught. It's no such thing as a cop letting you free, saying she made a mistake. Don't do it again. We'll talk to you nice. Have a nice day, you and your family. That's not happening. You're under arrest. Be quiet, or that's really the only option I can tell you. Be quiet, because talking ain't going to do nothing. But let's continue.
On March 14th, 2024, officers Daniel, Aaron, and Brian responded to a department store, which had called the officers regarding a shoplifting incident. The suspects, later identified as teenagers Ashanti and Amari, were confronted by the officers, yet still attempted to evade the consequences of their actions.
And it's Sephora, Ulta, those kind of like bougie places, where people go in the mall. You're not getting away. And I mean, somebody might say, yeah, you wrong. I know somebody and they might have slipped through the crack. But man, it's hard to get away from these places. Not speaking from experience, because I've never even been in Sephora. I've never stole out the mall. But then again, maybe I did when I was a child. I don't really remember. But I never got caught. But I know this: when you go in certain stores, just certain stores that we didn't go in. I remember when I was in high school, I used to go into the store finish line, and I was still Jersey, but it was different back then how things are now. I'm 37 years old. That's over 20 years ago. Things were different. And what they did back then was they would draw a line. They would draw a wire through all the jerseys. So what we do, we would go in there with a wire cutter and slip all the jerseys off the thing and put them in our coat pocket. It would be wintertime, so our coats would be puffy, so they would know. But that was back then. You know, I haven't stolen those over 20 years, but I'm just saying, if I was to steal, it wouldn't be from the mall. You know what I'm saying? Because these people, especially in these certain type of stores, like when you go in these designer stores, or not so much a designer store, Dillard's, but really anywhere in the mall, it's people walking around that dress just like you, that's watching you. And I mean, you know, some of them might be stereotypical and they might follow you because you black. They might or might not, but it's almost next to impossible to get away. But maybe some people getting away. I don't know. Maybe they got some. I wasn't a professional thief. You know what I'm saying? We used to do that just being mischievous teenagers because we was, you know, we had bread, our family, you know, we just was just stupid, man. But we make mistakes. Everybody make mistakes. Some people live perfect lives. Some people don't. Mine wasn't perfect, but thank God for saving the rest like me and changing me. And now I'm able to use my voice and try to teach other people so they gonna make the same mistakes I made in any kind of way possible. But like I said, man, in these type of situations, man, don't steal, man. Do not steal, especially, you know, you can't go work for it. But going steal in these type of places is just, I mean, your chances are almost impossible. But let's continue.
Don't reach for it. Oh, I'm sorry.
You no longer have to pay anything at all. Not even spend a single peso to watch movies completely for free. In this app, you can find...
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's got a lot going on. Just do it.
So we gonna go to custody?
Yeah.
But we didn't take nothing.
You attempted to take stuff, and then you went back into the store and ditched it.
We didn't though. We had stuff in our hand. We never left out with it.
Like he was on the phone with the asset protection guy that said they even got you on camera. Okay, so all this stuff that you'll be able to see too. Okay, we didn't just show up here out of nowhere, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's a little front of the door, so we on the cameras and we'll deal with it.
So we gotta get charged today and then.
There's a lot of questions we gotta answer. Have you been arrested before for retail theft?
Yes, we have.
Okay. Have you been arrested before for retail theft?
Everybody still eating. Y'all see that exactly?
Well, I know that.
Well, as of so far, I commend these ladies for cooperating, and I guess they stopped lying at this point. And they saying they was about to steal, but they didn't leave out of the store with it, which I don't know if, like I say, if they proven to be right. I don't know what they was put in the cuffs for, because I mean, they can be trespassed. If you steal out of the store, that's a fight. That's a charge. But if you didn't walk out of the store, you didn't steal it. If you attempted to steal it, that's not a charge. Now the store has the right to make you trespass, and if they trespass, I don't know why they put them in cuffs. All they do is get their ID, write their name down, and say you can't come back here. But we're gonna continue to see what happens. I don't know, but I commend these young ladies too.
The loss prevention agent wants her.
She doesn't.
Take her custody. So I have to figure out what you and so I need to figure out. Okay.
Well, I've been known subject to the orange hair registered on her that day.
You didn't successfully take anything, but the attempt.
You attempted.
What I was saying.
Right, exactly. For Easter stuff.
That's so irritating.
So we have to know
We're just gonna take her out, identify her, and I'm gonna put you guys in a second, okay?
They're gonna take her. These are. I have not searched
I
for
promise you,
anything.
it's not gonna see us, so I don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah.
This one.
One of the the officers then went to talk to the employee who had caught the two culprits to assess what they would be charged with.
Okay, this is something initially pushed out.
Yeah, they concealed it in their bags.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Anyone else with them that you know of?
Just the two that I saw.
Just the two. Could you like a receipt on this? How much? Like
You
this?
want it combined, otherwise I can try to figure out. Unfortunately, that one, I didn't have this one on camera.
What they
The one in orange, she had concealed on camera.
She considered. Okay, she did not though.
She had stuff concealed in her bag too. I just unfortunately
Don't know which one.
can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know though that she for surely
Yes.
stole. Okay.
Yeah, because I can know she was walking around with these
Okay.
for a little bit, and then I
You
think
said we said we're 100% that she considered.
Concealed, because
she had the Nike things. I think she had socks.
We're just not sure what all because they brought the stuff back in, so we found it all. So I say we just do a combined order together.
and for both of them,
Yeah,
for an
because
attempted.
they pushed it out, so
Right, they walked out. Concealment alone.
we're good. So he's gonna get a receipt and start working on that, but there's enough for her too.
So I know he's gonna get a receipt for that and work on it. I'd like to get photos just like we did for our last one. that we just dealt with.
We won't put anything away. I can take photos of the stuff. That's not a problem.
Okay,
Worry about dealing with
I can assist here.
worry about dealing with her. Get her 1080. I'll get photos of this and price wise, and then work on video.
And we're not gonna separate the schedule because I know both of them.
We can't. I mean, like we just know they concealed items both together. So that items. So I'd imagine. Do we have any priors with them?
Yes, or I don't know if we do, but they do both have been arrested for retail theft.
So I just do all county with it regardless. We'll set it up together for a combined total.
It was found out that Ashanti was pregnant, and the items which they had stolen were mostly items for infants.
People are kind of if you just want to do the full search here and let me find this out. Let's move on. I appreciate your cooperation, man. We'll get through this. We're as decent with you as you are with us.
Yeah.
So we're gonna pull the squad up so you don't have to walk in the rain. I'm gonna put you in a nice dry heated squad. Then we're just gonna figure this out.
I just gotta follow everything that we're expected to do. She already checked it.
Same for everybody. Same for everything. Then we're gonna put you in the squad, and this is gonna go with us.
Okay.
I'll put it in the front with us, and it'll stay with you. You good? Yep. So Aaron just did a search.
Great. The way they handle the way they're handling themselves 5 minutes in. I don't know where it's going, but the way they're handling themselves so far is great. I'm not really understanding how they're able to be charged and they didn't leave out of the store. I mean, I don't care about their priors. I don't understand how they are being charged by not even leaving out of the store with the thing, but maybe I'm going to get an understanding at the video progress, but I don't kind of understand it. I don't know what state they in. I don't know how the laws work. Maybe that's a law in their state. But I thought it was possessing 9/10 of the law. And they didn't leave out of the store with it. So worst case scenario, I see them being able to be trespassed, meaning they can't come back there before them being detained for theft. I don't know about that, but let's continue.
Yep, we'll just do another quickie at the squad. So one quickie just before we put you in the squad. Go ahead.
Okay, separate your feet for me. Yep.
We just don't know yet. Same thing.
Okay. Because we did not leave out the store with nothing. We had stuff in our hand, but we did not leave out with nothing.
Sure.
Like,
Don't look at the
I don't
videos.
know what's
We're kind of
on.
going by what we
I
have.
cannot be doing this stuff. Like, no. Separate feet. I do it side down. All right.
We'll figure it out, man. Thanks for your cooperation.
Sorry. Yeah, can I call someone? I'm old. Like, I'm so irritated. Like, this is so.
Yeah, we'll let you, as soon as we can, we'll let you use this one.
Okay, cool.
Yep. We just gotta figure this out.
And tell my son, if you have to go to the district, to the Chico Lopez.
It just just depends on So if she's not arrested, you are. She can't stay with you then.
Right, yeah, I understand.
But we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Okay. Well, and like I said, as soon as we know things, we'll let you know. You're being decent. I appreciate it. So I'll just let you know everything I know. But I'm gonna hang out with you until we figure it out. See what they need. Hang on.
Did you know you could be entitled to a big settlement if you were involved in a...
We know things, we'll let you know. You're being decent, I appreciate it, so I'll just let you know everything I know. But I'm gonna hang out with you until we figure it out. See what they need. Hang on.
With one of the suspects arrested, the officers now had to deal with the second of the two women.
This is ridiculous. I'm getting picked up too. So what's going on? I'm gonna go to the district.
Well, how was this deal? How did you guys have this deal?
I didn't tell you I did.
There you go. That's your answer. You're gonna go to probably go to county. County. Yep.
What is it called? From the church. The jail? That's good. This, I'm pregnant too, so can you please not put a shoe? I'm 15 weeks. So can you explain to me again? Because I don't know why I'm getting arrested.
Because you put items in your purse.
No, I didn't.
Pass off on a payment.
She called 1080. I know. I didn't put nothing in my purse.
Okay, what are you doing?
But my phone right there too.
Oh, you're 1080 like you said.
This is ridiculous. How long was it process? I have like, you gotta be at work. And nothing in there.
Whenever you can, Officer Cortese.
Yes.
I guess for priors, retail thefts, we'll kind of figure out.
48.
What's going on?
However many times you got arrested prior for retail theft is going to play.
Yeah, I want to check this.
It's going to happen.
I'm not there.
So.
But what if I didn't stick it? I'm taking. I was good because I didn't take it.
What's up?
I'm not going to take it tomorrow.
I don't know who's taking what, but I just know.
I don't know that you're going to debate it with you.
I got it.
Okay.
We don't have no, like, it should be on camera if that's what y'all see. If that's what y'all got a problem about, you all should see exactly what's going on. I think it's just been arrested.
14, I sent a photo to your
I'm just gonna put everything in your purse.
I gotta go to work.
Where you work at?
Hey, listen, I work at a group home.
Right.
This is ridiculous. You got my phone?
I'm gonna double check to see. Which car do you guys have?
3.
Alright.
Officer Fax is standing by. This is ridiculous.
I got my car up over there. Where'd Ganson go?
Did you maybe get a car? Why you got a hold in your hand? Why you got a hold in your
It's
hand?
our environment. Unless you want to sit down right now, you can do that. While you're standing, that's just something that they require us to do. Because believe it or not, people intentionally fall over and act like we push them.
We getting a cue.
Okay, sorry.
This is ridiculous. I got
You know, we'll see people, huh?
How long would this take?
11 to 14. What's your 20?
Depends.
Usually, when criminals attempt petty theft, they have a third person waiting in a getaway vehicle. These two women had shoplifted before as well, so when they saw the officers waiting to arrest them outside, they hurriedly dumped all the stolen items back in the store.
Wow, well. Wow.
So what's going on, sir?
Huh?
What's going on?
We're organizing stuff. We're figuring out what we're gonna do with the car. You're gonna get you in a squad Because you committed a crime.
No, I didn't, bro. So I gotta go to jail.
Sounds like it. So even if you don't,
Look at this.
even if you don't leave with the merchandise, theoretically, I'm not accusing you of anything. I don't know what happened. I
But
didn't.
if it's not on camera that I took anything, then what's going on? They trying to take us to jail. We need to take.
If you attempt to leave, that's still a crime. Okay? Even if you don't take it. Hi, who are you? I need you to wait outside for me.
Okay, guys.
Not right now. I need you to wait outside for me.
One more. They got her in the car. Next time, we finna get sent to jail.
Send it to your sister. There's an odyssey in the front. I instructed that I said that she's looking to speak to an officer.
This is hurting me, man.
What's your sister's name?
Why?
Just because she's here, what's her first name?
I don't know if she wants to know that, so
Just her first name, Josh. I just need to talk to her.
I don't want to give you anyone's information that don't want to give.
We're not good person like her.
Hi, so I'm going to jail.
We're gonna determine that where we're going.
Can you let me know something? So I can get
On the face squad, separate your feet wide apart. I gotta search you. Again.
something that's good now. I don't know. I really want to go around.
Motive on your side of TV or seatbelt.
Oh, man. Can I execute just a little?
We'll circle it.
So, ma'am, just tell me what's going on.
When she knows, she'll let you know.
So here's the loss that I'm going to do. But that's too tight. Yeah.
Ashanti and Amari had stolen Nike pajamas, a Paw Patrol pajama set, a jean skirt, an infant gift box set, a 4-pack of onesies, a sippy cup, infant socks, and a hat for newborns. Amari was charged with 1 count of retail theft as a party to a crime and bail jumping, but the charge was later amended to disorderly conduct, to which the defendant pleaded guilty. Ashanti owed the court $140, while Amari's trial is still ongoing. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe.
Well, guys, that's all on that video. It went pretty well to me. Like I say, I don't really understand it, but I mean, they do have prior retail theft. They walked out of the store with the video show. They came back in. And I mean, I've seen situations on these body cams where people will leave out, get caught in the parking lot, and then be like, "Well, I'll pay for it." But I mean, once you cross that threshold, that threshold of the entrance of the store, and you actually leave out of the store, even though you may still be in the parking lot, I mean, whether it's fair or unfair, it's the law, and we gotta abide by it as law-abiding citizens. But I still want to commend both of these young ladies, even though this situation is weird to me, but I still commend them for how they act. And they actually must have been in my class. Even though I just started my class a couple of days ago, they would be some great students. I would love to use this video on how to react when you get caught or any type of running with the police. They asked questions. They wasn't rude. They were respectful. And I can guarantee you that even though they had to go to jail, the cops probably did them a whole bunch of solids. Probably didn't have to tow their car. Probably allowed them to get their phone and make call while in the back of the police car. before they got to the jailhouse and had to pay for a call. But I think they give you free calls. I don't know. But this was a great. I'm glad. Like I say, I don't view these videos before I react to them. But I'm glad this one played, and I'm glad it didn't turn out bad, because guess why? Even though it was all white cops, since people like to say the white cops hate black people, these cops were respectful. They were respectful, and like I say, worst case scenario, they had to take them a ride to jail, but at least it wasn't a bumpy one. Thank y'all for watching, man. I'm out of here.